Wait, how
Okay. Hello, theoretical Mike. How you doing? Mm. Oh, hi, Mark. Okay, but seriously, okay. Last time, you guys were doing a favor for a representative of Shield Move to Zero, which Kyoki was able to find out was a group of merchants in the city, which actually comprised a kind of black market thieves guild um, organization that would be able to pull enough strings to get you into the meeting area. So, the meeting area for the Lord. That favor was to find out what happened to uh, one of their one of their contacts, basically. Um, in your investigation, you encountered these um, undead in what amounts to a scrapyard. Uh, using your um, using your perception and guile, you found a person who was apparently working with the contact and had a note stated that they found some form of device, and the letter was uh, meant to go back to the group in case he didn't make it. And using the ability of the group, you were able to trace the scent from the letter, eventually eventually arriving at a tree. Footfalls indicated that there was some sort of a light struggle, and the footfalls vanished at said tree. There were some damage markings in the tree, as if a number of items, thin and sharp, were used. There was no sign of footfalls of a second individual, though again the tracks would indicate as such. The tree itself was empty when investigated, and between the note and what you found, well, you do technically have enough to report to fulfill your side of the contract. Continuing to follow the scent led you back to Fort Hollow, and you guys had decided to, instead of turning it in, continue until basically you find this person, or I guess have a bit more hard evidence about the ongoings.
yeah, we wanted more to report.
Um, Given the time, uh, you guys were going to take to your quarters on the ship. Um,
Yeah, to get everyone
the
rested.
the dwarven teammate you picked up was gonna get a room somewhere else because your ship isn't an inn. Um, and you are aware that the following day, with the fighting having been concluded with the trolls and everything, um, there is a traditional festival that is going to be held. The festival does entail basically locking the city gates um, to prevent transit and trade in either direction towards this concerning this event. Now, the advantages are there's already plenty of people about for you to be able to ask questions of. Um, and from what I recall, you guys were also made aware that some people have been disappeared, which I also believe played into the idea that perhaps the person you were tasked to find was also disappeared. You guys just had tools to be a bit more perceptive about it than others.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions?
I think I'm pretty caught up.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm just looking at some of the stuff here. Okay. Yep. The next day will roll around. You will be able to hear the morning sounds of more rowdy and active events, even from your boat in the port.
Like normal, just prepping for festival or something more.
No, it's festival related.
Okay. So we don't have to like panic, you know. Okay.
Yeah. Uh, the scenario doesn't have many maps, so expect to be seeing this map a bit.
Make it work.
I'm not certain if you guys actually scheduled a rendezvous with Bart Hammer, who's been
I believe that it was just a general we'll meet you at the tavern in the morning kind of thing.
Okay.
I don't think we got super specific.
Sounds good. In that case, what are you guys wanting to do? You're wanting to meet up at the inn, or you're wanting to pursue something else?
Well, we told her we'd meet her at the inn, so I imagine we'd want to at least pop over there to keep our meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you will certainly find her at the inn. She will wave you guys over. What what side crew, what deckhands, what NPCs do you have with you?
Well, I know for festival proper, I wanted to take Edie a bit, but this is the early morning meeting, so don't need to bring her to this part, I don't think.
Yeah.
Obviously we want Ileana. Um, Mr. T's been pretty handy for helping navigate dwarven stuff, though we also have what's her face. Name will eventually stick. Uh, you literally just said it.
Yeah, I've been using her last name because no one's asked about her first name. Rothammer.
Okay, Rothammer. So yeah, clearly we're meeting Rothammer, who's also useful for navigating this shit. Um, we won't leave the alchemists behind to alchemate, obviously. Any other NPCs? I don't think we do. So Ileana, or Fiala, which definitely would stay behind because that's Sierra's.
Yeah. I was just wondering because
No, you're just making sure what the party composition is. That you good.
okay. In that case, again, it'll be waved over to a table. Again, everything being more for dwarven make. The height of the table isn't the best for your for your statures, but it is workable. Well, good. Hope you had a good morning.
Decent. Yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm uh grabbing something to eat. I suggest you do as well if you're planning on engaging in any of the festivities.
Well, we did promise Idiot that we'd take her out for some fun, and we do have to investigate see if we can shake loose some leads. So festival time seemed like a good time for that. So yeah, probably for the best.
Oh yeah, there'll be plenty of people to go and talk to. Though I'd suggest doing things in nice, peaceful moderation.
Give Kyoki a side little look. You're that nice and peaceful.
Of course, everything is usually peaceful, as long as everyone decides to keep it peaceful.
Now,
I don't know where people get this idea that I like violence.
I wasn't saying you liked it, just you seem to end up in violent situations a lot.
was that a sign of a body falling in the background?
Honestly, just because I'm willing to resort to it doesn't mean that I like it. I say, but sometimes I say, but I am peaceful as long as the people around us are peaceful, and I am reasonable as long as everybody else is reasonable.
Which is all we can ask.
I say these robes are white. I don't like getting them dirty. I'm not like you. I didn't come here dressed in all black, ready for things to happen.
There are a variety of things to do at the half-ax festival.
So many things to do at half-ass festival.
But even find the festival's full-assed.
What? Not full-assed.
Uh,
I don't know if we can handle a full-assed festival.
but yeah, you'll certainly be able to make friends as long as you're um, participating in the various um, trials and gauntlets and other festivities. She'll be able to get at least some of the answers that you're looking for. Now, I could show you around um, if you're interested once you're through Eden.
I'm not opposed to having a local guide.
Sounds good.
She'll look over to Mr. T. No, she just you don't drink too much. I I never drink too much.
Famous last words.
You're like, uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Are there any questions or anything that you guys would like to go over with Rockheimer before the festivities, like while you guys are eating?
Well, I guess starters. There have been any new developments, since we separated that we need to be made aware of?
No one woke me up for anything.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Um, Anything about this festival we should be aware of?
Well, due to the rowdiness and nature of the and the traditional nature of the festival, you can't really leave the city. So I hope you were intending to stay for a little bit.
Yeah, they had warned us about that beforehand, I believe.
Um,
Hearing means
Prove to
whoever we're
be
after can't leave either.
shouldn't prove to be too much of a problem.
um, and and I'm not entirely sure how um your tall people festivals go, but there'll be plenty of feats of strength, of um shell games and such. Of course, drinking, plenty of that. Um, for those who fancy themselves smart, I'm sure there'll be some metal metalworking things going on. There's of course um there's of course some some situations where you could get into a nice game of knuckle bones and earn yourself some coin, or in your case perhaps some questions and answers. Um, Funny thing is the times go on. Um, as you can as you can probably figure out, that there's plenty of um, plenty of people willing to talk, given the amount of drink and games involved. Though don't expect us dwarves here to to give up anything without a little bit of effort. In other words, even if you're even with the breadth of information available during the festival, you probably will need to make some level of intimidation, persuasion,
Oh
or
yeah,
perhaps win a game of chance or something.
yeah. They're gonna make you roll for it at a minimum.
Okay. To make notes. Also, my sheet reminded me. Let me roll for the hero points. Okay. Oh, oh. By dice, I get all the hero points. However, I believe some of you are lawful good.
Yep. So it's 2 and 2. It's
You're
fine.
still neutral.
You were hoping.
As I said, you're still neutral good, right?
Uh, yeah, it's you and Sierra.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still neutral.
That's what you were shooting for, right?
No, Ash is supposed to be chaotic good, but obviously he gets some flex in there.
Ah, yes. Chaotic good.
That's he leans chaotic good, but his recent actions obviously haven't necessarily lined up with that.
The chaotic good is well good, a good alignment for those who who want to do things like, we know the guy's guilty. We saw him do it. We don't have proof, but we can frame him and get him arrested for something else.
And so long as they're in jail, it doesn't matter why they're in jail.
Okay. Hmm. Uh, and you mentioned bringing um small person, a kid with you.
Assuming that was appropriate, yeah.
I don't know what do you find appropriate, but
Well, I
if
mean, if this was an adults-only festival, obviously don't bring her, but yeah.
is is the kid being sheltered from a drink or the occasional pub brawl?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, then I think they'll be fine.
Okay.
The festival is going to last a number of nights.
Oh, multi-day festival. Don't get a lot of those.
I don't know how uh don't know if that lot of time, how much you're going to spend at the festival versus the investigation, but I'm game for either, though you know prefer the ale.
Well, we do our job, right? We're working the festival as part of the investigation. Combine work and, you know, other.
Mm, That's it then. If there's anything else, you guys will.
When are they supposed to be starting?
Uh, that's the history. I don't need the history. But why is the guy's last name only mentioned here? Why is he not referred to by Lord and his clan name? Why is he not referred to that? Okay. Unless you're not using the Western Star naming convention.
Clearly, it's because they enjoy messing with you.
Clearly. Okay. It'll it's pretty much starting right here in the morning though there will be picking up speed closer to the early afternoon.
Okay, so we have a little bit of time. Maybe do a little bit around trying to get some information out of people before things pick up, and we go collect itty bit.
Okay.
So if there's some shadier places we want to start, now might be the time to do it.
No.
Sounds
Okay.
like. Now, want to call her Rock Splitter, and I know that's not right.
Rot hammer.
Rot Hammer. Do you have any recommendations on where we might start with shade? Trying if we're looking to question shadier contacts. Obviously, locating those kind of places is Kyoki's expertise, but if you happen to know a way to narrow down the search, field.
I would say I know a guy, but chances are this guy is the guy that I know.
Well,
Like I know a guy.
how shady are you looking? Are you looking for for a place of unconventional services, or just unrestricted betting?
Well, a person working for a slightly shady organization went missing, so I imagine we'd want to be questioning even more shadier people. So we need a place where those, extra shady people would hang out.
Well, I know that there's some merchants who are regarded by those in Far Hollow as extra shady.
Aren't those the guys we're working for?
Yeah, because those guys are the powerhouse of the underground here.
Okay.
So I mean, so if you're wanting shadier people, then I guess you could go to like straight up the criminals that really need to go to jail. Yeah, it's like you guys are doing a task for the shady group of the place.
That's why I was like, it's like, yeah, but they're the organized shady. I wasn't sure if there was like kind of like the bar with no name. It's like this is where like the shady dudes who aren't necessarily affiliated with the organization hang out, who may have heard something on the street, but haven't told the organization because it's not either not in their best interest or because they haven't been paid enough.
In that case,
And say I'm looking for the bar with no name or the Moss Eisley Cantina. kind of thing.
Wish this PDF had bookmarks.
I wasn't sure if that was the kind of thing that this place had, or if that the book even covered. Because all shadiness goes through the merchants, great, but it would kind of be silly to go. It's like, hey, you're missing guy. We got some questions about what could have happened to your missing guy, but we're not turning in the quest yet. We're just trying.
I want to ask you if any of you are responsible for the missing person that you have. Do you know the answer to your own question?
You're totally not. I swear you're not paying us to just ask you questions about your own shit.
It gets boring around here.
Well. Tristan, I don't know if you want to switch over to the.
Oh, shit. You are right. I completely.
Well, if that's the thing you're looking for, we could there's the there's the flaming beard, and
That sounds.
and she'll give give Mr. T a look. I don't think your beard is bright enough. It could use a bit of fire to it. And it was kind of the other place would be Mother Blanca's. Though Blanca's isn't it's actually a place that would take a young'un.
Well, we were gonna pick up the youngin after doing this, so.
In case there was a place you wanted to revisit, I was just wanting to advise against
Oh no, thank you. It's appreciated.
Wow, that actually kind of matches the description kind of thing you were talking about. Reading that description, they're done. Okay. Like, there's information in this book. It's just like all the way to the bottom, no, all the way back to the top.
Oh, one of those books, yeah. All right, Kyoki, since you're the one who seems to be best at talking to Shadies, is there one that those two that feels more appealing?
The flaming beard or Mother Blancas.
You said the flaming beard or the mother what?
Flaming beard or Mother Blanca?
Do I know anything in particular about either of these two?
Sorry. Yeah. Given your background, while it is unlikely that you've heard about either of these places specifically, feel free to roll me a history roll.
Oof. Okay.
Since I believe that also covers cultures and
They
stuff.
can, yeah.
If you're wanting to ask around, you can make a persuasion or investigation roll. But if you're just going purely off of memory, let's go with history.
Let's go purely off memory. You don't want to start raising suspicion that we're actually looking. for these people before we start looking for these people.
Oh, 12.
Screw it.
Damn.
I say, screw it. Can I do a coin toss then? Uh, I'll say, flaming beard. I'll say, in my experience, I'll say names such as flaming beard seem a bit too on the nose, a bit too aggressive. Sounds like the type of group that you'd expect for a bunch of meatheads to be operating out of. Kidnapping and kidnapping subterfuge. The more soft-handed approach. Seems to go along with the other one. So based purely on name. So I'd recommend the second group.
All right.
Sounds like a decent place to start if I'm basing it off of name alone. Mm-hmm.
Let's go shake down a bar. You put the Marcus owning the bar.
Okay, so to confirm to make sure I understood you correctly, it sounded like that the flaming beer was showing the nose. You wanted to go to Mother Blancas?
Yep, we're going to Mother Blancas.
Okay.
No, I have to wait for somebody to wake up.
Rodhammer will have a grin on her face. Well, right this way then. If we survive this encounter, you can call me Veta. It's shorter and probably easier for you to say.
Veta.
Veta. Okay, I guess I should swap out the party token. Since I figure you guys will be traveling as a group, who do you want to be the token representative?
So now I suppose if I'm leading the way, then might as well.
Keep hitting R1 until Kyoki's in the front.
You know what?
Oh yeah, it's even on the way back to the boat.
It is in that area 15 there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Should I expand the map or just shrink the squares?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see an issue with the way that it is.
Okay. Because I'm not wanting like the token to like mask the number, so people are. If we can see the number, that's fine.
As long as you're not standing on the number, we're okay.
Okay.
Yeah, seems fine.
I'm leading you closer to the docks area. That leads you through this area, which she describes as, despite its current general state of redressing for the festival, as the Temple and University District. Which for some reason she is finding amusing, at least judging by her face. She's not like belly laughing or anything, but just find it amusing. It's the area for the elite study people. Elite thinkers, and those who like to muse on philosophy and theology. It is it, due to the incline of the ground and such, is uh, technically speaking above where the outer where the more outer land is. It is much more of a so say open air districts with things like terraces carved into some areas that are a bit more steep, and such, kind of closer to the base of the mountain. Um, and she leads you guys into an area which it loses the fanfare and becomes more more nondescript, as it's an alleyway that actually leads into one of these vertical areas that's actually been carved more um, mountainwards. Um,
Hmm.
and through this kind of nondescript, bland looking alleyway, you will see the entryways to a couple of structures which Veta is passing, until you come to one that is comparatively a bit more visually distinct. A entryway inlaid with bronze, and gleaming black polished marble. This entryway is in fact at the end of this excuse me, um, of this carved in alleyway. Um, the door is one of those doors that has like the sliding kind of icelet um area. Well, who wants to knock?
Gesture
No,
to
go for it.
Timothy.
Both of you guys spoke at the same time. What was
Yeah,
it, Brad?
I said I'll go for it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you guys are on the same page.
Yep.
Knock, knock. uh, the um slide the slit on the door will slide open, and you'll see um these bright blue eyes surrounded by what looks like some, you're probably seeing like some bushy eyebrows. Hmm. Uh, who is it?
Um, I'll say no one really. Just some. I'll say just some curious people here to check on some curiosities.
Well, if you're looking for curious and curiosities, you have certainly certainly chosen the right uh stumbled on the right place, or at least to find yourself a good guide to find Blancas. Now, there is something I'm gonna need before I open this door for you and your friends.
Hmm. And what might that be? I am curious.
Hmm.
as I like grin.
Ah, well, what you're gonna need is the right word.
Hmm, the right word.
Ah, yes.
Hmm. In which case, okay. I say, in which case, the right word would it be pretty please?
Uh, can you make a persuasion roll, please?
I can do that. Sorry. Hey, it's not fun.
ah, ah. You really, meh. You really stop me if I'm around here if you're given that kind of word. Ah, but it
I
is a good
say,
one. It is a good one. So, between your with your word, I will offer
um,
the the customary uh correct word entry discount of 10 gold since you're new here.
oh, I'll say, does the 10 gold, I'll say, do I pay the 10 gold through the slots and trust you to open the door?
Ah, aye, that's generally how it works.
Hmm. And what happens to you if I give you 10 gold and you don't open the door?
Uh, but then I might take a little bit of a hammer to the face by Blanca. Blanca doesn't like getting stiffed of the newcomer door fee. You see.
Hmm. Sounds interesting. All right. 10 gold.
Or a platinum if you're feeling fancy.
Hmm. Hmm. You are giving me a discount, aren't you?
Yes, yes, that I am.
You must say, I'll turn around and look at Ash. You hear that? Newcomer discount. Aren't we lucky?
Yep.
Hmm. Sir, you drive a hard bargain. I think I like you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trust you, and I am going to give you 10 real gold pieces.
I hope to be real. I've seen enough
Hmm?
pyrite, so don't try to trick me with that. I've seen enough pyrite, so don't try to trick me with that.
All right. I will reach into my bag and give him, I'm going to say, and we'll slide 10 gold through.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. You have 10 gold? I'll
Um,
say.
he will do the thing of biting into the gold, by way of inspection. Is there anything that he would need to roll in case this isn't real? This isn't real, or huh?
It's actually real.
Say it's real. Okay. Okay. Ah,
It's real.
good, good. Um, you will
I
what
was told
sorry.
I was told to not be mean or be a dick. So I'm not going to
Okay.
be mean or a dick until provoked.
Okay. You will notice that there um that a thin piece of metal is now protruding from a outer point of the doorway. You know when you have like a only a partially fitted door handle.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like the empty-headed end of that. Um, and it'll turn and the door will open, and you will find find out the door's opening. That there's a kind of a double set of hinges, because there is a this door frame actually accommodates two doors, one of dwarven size and a larger one for the tall people. So he's opening the larger form of door, so both doors are opening at the same time.
The more I see these people, the less sketchy I believe they are. They seem quite reasonable.
With the door open, your nostrils are immediately hit by the scent of well flavored smokes.
Ah, there's the smell of scum and villainy.
Um, there there
Well,
is the sound
crap.
of the dwarven equivalent of metal band going on. Um, but the
Our name is Sex the Bomb, and we're here to blow shit up.
there's also mixed with the various aerosolized scents. You are you also do get whiffs of stronger alcohols than ale. We're talking like talking like your moonshines and that kind of and that level of stuff, like your 120 proofs.
Oh.
The dwarf will let you in. Now that you can see the dwarf more in full. Um, he's armored in leathers, but the leathers look like some money's been poured into them to look moderately fancy. Um, um, and while his hair is not unruly and in fact slicked back, he does have bushy eyebrows, and his large beard and interconnected mustache are kind of wily in contrast to the slick back hair.
You know what? I would like to see a pirate called Large Beard. That'd be great. Like, must say, I know we got white beard and black beard, if we, and even red beard. Like, if we could just have large beard, small beard, maybe goatee the pirate.
Okay.
Oh,
Um, if you guys go in, the door will be shut behind you with a bit of a hard clink, and the wait, where are these sound phones? Huh. With a clink. Um, um, yeah, what you guys are seeing is a immediately kind of expanding from the narrow entry area, is a area that is a place that has dozens of tables, um, in front of a to the right of the tables is a stage, which again currently has the equivalent of the of a dwarven metal band with their equipment and instruments set up. To the left is a large large bending bar counter that goes a good 20 feet before following a curve and going out of sight behind the corner wall of the structure. The tables do go and follow along that curve. Um, once you get past the good a good just do that, so a good 50 feet and it begins curving, you will see that it that it that the purpose of the table is kind of switch from patrons enjoying music or drink to sturdier tables that are showing various games of chance, from benign things like cards to moderately dangerous things like the knife game of stabbing between fingers.
Mm-hmm.
To excuse me. To even more dangerous feats of chance, which looks to be um arm wrestling contests, except on either side of the table appears to be the head of an axe. Though for anyone who has a passive investigation of 18 or higher, which let me check that because I have a thing for that.
I do not.
I know Ash does.
Ash is insane. Okay. Ash, then you'll be able to tell that while the axe heads look real from the standpoint of, it would be able to intersect the arm of whoever is losing enough. While the axe heads look real, it's not really edged.
Mm-hmm.
It won't. It may cause a little bit of pain, but it's not going to actually, cut into anyone unless someone is being a dick about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of more there for the spectacle of it. There are a number of side rooms, and a stairwell that leads to an upper level. The stairwell leading to the upper level does have a pair of guards there, and while they're not city guards, they are as a contrast to the general attire of the staff, clearly in armor, wearing these like big burly looking gauntlets that have like spikes on the side of it. Though the coloration of their armor is meant to kind of partially blend into to the particular lighting that surrounds the ascending stairwell. Kind of like where you're meant to see them, but they're not designed to be glaring unless they need to like move out of that area.
Yeah.
Um, there are there are people roaming around that are in attire that is clearly meant to be to be varying degrees um, of provocative, which could just simply be a way of keeping people around. Um,
Ting, not much.
um, the menus here, while you can't necessarily see the menus on the table for when you first enter, there is a large displayed menu above the bar. It is written in Dwarvish.
I don't believe any of these items. Yeah, it's common, draconic, elvish. I know Kyoki can read anything because warlock powers.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Well, if I can find 10 minutes to craft a universal translator, I will do so. Otherwise, I will just flag one down and say, hey, Newmantown, do you have a menu in common? Sorry.
uh, uh, um, sure, yeah, I'll rustle something up for you.
Thank you. I'll tip, yeah, it's probably okay. I'll flip her, so, or hit, yeah, her, him, whatever, a silver.
Right.
For the trouble. Or something as, simple as finding a menu. That feels more than, overtipping.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that's probably easily a copper worth of work. So,
yeah.
I'm trying to make a good impression.
Yep. You'll be able to receive a menu in common. Though it looks handmade.
Well, I mean, well, no, we have printing practices in this world, but yeah,
yeah. But when I say handmade, I mean like it's someone who perhaps has common as a second language, and has went okay, menu says this.
Well, I mean, I'd argue everybody except humans probably has common as a second language.
Well, true.
But yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised I don't have an armor infusion for that.
For what?
Basically to do what Brian does.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be glasses of
translation or something.
Yeah. Yep. Here's a question concerning y'all's backgrounds. Do either of you, and admittedly with Kyoki, I'm having an assumption here as to my answer, but I'm still asking. Do either Ash or Kyoki are they used to drugs? Like, do they have experience with them, whether heavy pharmaceuticals or recreational?
Previous life, yes.
Oh.
I'm not say previous life, yes. Technically part of the reason why, he went along and was doing, remember, like his entire relationship with his wife was effectively basically him being groomed into it. So she was like, hey, let's go do this, it'll be fun. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if we should do that. Here, eat this. Whoa, what is this doing? It'll make you more open to ideas. Really? Yeah, come on, let's go do stuff.
It'll open your mind,
So,
man. Okay.
yeah, I say on paper, very fucked up. Um, in his mind, it was a loving relationship where he was taken under someone's wing.
Okay. How about Ash?
Well, let's see. Ash is proficient in herbalism kits and alchemy supplies, so he's certainly crafted pharmaceuticals before.
Okay.
Given his line of work, I imagine he's been subjected to pharmaceuticals before
Okay.
from a medicinal perspective. He does indulge in the occasional pipe. So, a la our Lord of the Rings Hobbit jokes, I
Yeah.
imagine he's indulged in at least some mild recreational herbage.
I actually think in Lord of the Rings, don't they straight up say that it's like forms of?
They call it pipe weed, which could be tobacco, could be something else.
That's fair.
But given how often they allude to it, addling the mind and such,
Yeah.
we're pretty sure they're talking about pot.
Yeah. Okay.
So again, obviously, medical on both ends and recreational, pipe
Oh.
stuff, but nothing heavy.
Okay.
But he's probably been exposed, been around people who have, but because one, he's not above hanging out in the shadier elements. Two, again, started out as a slave, so I imagine there was a lot of that going around just for people trying to cope in the
Probably. Yeah. Heavy copium there.
yeah. So while he didn't necessarily indulge in the hard stuff himself, he is aware
Okay.
of it, and again with the herbalism proficiency, imagine he again has an awareness of also what it would look like, even if he's not in.
Okay. Sure. Okay. In which case, then, you guys don't need to make any rolls, and you would be able to identify, some of the flavorful scents in the air as recreational intoxicants that have been given a bit of flair.
So I need to top up my pipe weed while we're here. Got it.
Um, as for the menu, have you guys taken a seat, or did you just kind of ask for a menu and you're just standing around?
I imagine Ash would start at the bar because that's a good place to survey the room while he's looking at the menu.
Okay.
Because he's trying. Like he's done the let's interrogate the shady people at the bar routine before, but he also knows this is more Kyoki's role and Kyoki's element, so he's kind of letting Kyoki take the lead.
Okay.
He's eyeing up a few of the games of chance that I'll need you to go over again in a minute, just because I might participate in one of those, because that looks interesting, but not.
Okay.
It's more just like getting a vibe check kind of thing.
Got you. If you're getting a vibe check, then you can make me an investigation roll.
Traditional investigation, I presume.
Yep.
And he's kind of like half muttering up, reading off the menu for Liana, who is I don't. They definitely didn't print it in Braille or whatever. Whatever our language of the blind is here.
Um. Was a blind door free? The Rock. Okay. As far as the menu is concerned, you actually are seeing here that there is more than just a bar menu here. There are things like steaks and such.
Oh.
That you can order, along with a recommended list of ales, and for additional charge, um, uh, the one drug which will pair well with the meal and the drink.
That is some Artor shit. It's like, yeah, we recommend this brand of weed with your dinner.
Yes. You do notice though that there is a marked difference in pricing between the bar type food and the restaurant level food.
Well, that's not surprising. It's more work, more effort, probably possibly better ingredients, possibly
The
shittier ingredients.
I might initially went to Papa John's. The ingredients.
Better ingredients, better weed.
Um.
Usually down to crust.
Yep. Um. Yeah. It looks like the only non-alcoholic drinks they serve are water and juices. Everything else is some level of alcoholic, ranging up again to the kind of alcohol that you can set on fire.
Like, I'm not trying to stereotype, but you guys aren't helping here. It's early morning, and the only things you really have on the menu are boobs.
Are you actually saying that to the tender that's there?
No, that's kind of more of a, and the tone is very much bemused comment towards Mr. T and Veta.
Hmm. I was just saying.
It's like, I know not all of you are, raging alcoholics, but you're not helping the stereotype here with this menu.
I haven't really been to the Far Hollow. Veta will comment. Yeah, that does show, and well, this place isn't exactly on the beaten path.
I mean, I've been to places like this in the Isles too, so it's not,
Yeah.
not entirely a surprise. This just seems to be a thing, a cult. It's not somebody's, comforting to see. It's either this guy's whoever did the menu here is from the Isles, or this seems to be a universal constant in the culture.
But yeah, as you're yeah.
Nothing wrong with day drinking as long as you do it responsibly.
With that investigation check, you'll be able to tell if the people who come here, while they may not regard themselves as such, any reputable person within the educated district may find coming here as a bit of oh, you go there, kind of thing. Though you are noticing that there are individuals in here that look more ivory tower, though they have dressed down to try to hide such a fact. But the majority of people here and do seem to be some level of shade of shady, especially if you look at some of the more iffy betting games going on. Judging by the decor, the people, the slight decor shift at the garden stairwell and such, you are pretty certain of that this is in fact a form of festival.
Under normal conditions, or just in general, or in general.
Let me be less vague. This place is a festival.
Okay.
It just as festivals go, they're also like taverny.
Yeah.
There's this one is, from what you can judging from the menu, is trying to at least play itself up as a more reputable establishment. The door fee of 10 gold probably helps.
Yeah. What's the menu prices looking like? They reflective of the 10 gold door fee, or is it cheaper once you actually get inside?
The bar level food, you are looking at a range of 3 copper up to a silver, depending on what you're wanting. For the more restaurant meals, you are looking at five silver up to 5 gold. Um, before supplemental meal items.
I imagine we ate back on the ship, so we don't need food. But we probably want some, just if to blend in. If nothing else, we probably want some light drinks or something to kind of blend in and low key. Yes. So I'm going to put down 2 gold just to get us to open us a tab a little bit and get us an initial round of starter blend in drinks.
Nice. And is that for the group or?
Yeah, that's to cover the group.
Okay.
Open a tab. I'm putting 2 gold down as a down payment to open a tab for the group and get a round of light starter drinks of characters choosing.
Okay. Yeah, 2 gold definitely enough for that. And if it was just you, I'd be like, damn, 2 gold.
No,
But
again, that's
okay,
all it was.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Not a problem there. Okay.
Liliana, not knowing better, is probably going to order something in the mid-range. It only matters so much because between Bunk and Water Ganassi, she's basically immune to poison. But,
yeah. Monks can't get drunk.
So she might get a little tippy, before her body processes it. But yeah,
Okay.
for the memes, she's ordering something probably a little heavier than she should.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Because doesn't know better.
Um.
Probably saying way, probably something with a fruity, exotic sounding name because she's probably not going to be interested in the beers and like, oh, that sounds neat.
Yep. Makes sense.
Ash would probably go something in the milder cider category.
Yeah. They'd have some.
Because I know alcoholic ciders are a thing. So
Yeah. Okay.
it's definitely too early for beer.
Yeah. Kyoki, what are you wanting to do amongst the noise and the chatter?
Yeah, I just a little swirly straw.
Ah.
You said what? You said what am I?
Drink with the helmet.
Well, order some food. Um,
Are you at the bar or at a table?
um, table probably best for us to be
Okay, so we
spread out.
started at the bar and we'll migrate to a table under Kyoki's direction.
Okay.
I mean, you can stay. You can stay at the bar.
Well, I mean, if we're trying to coordinate, I don't know. Is do you want to wander off and do your own thing, and we'll just kind of hang out over here until you need us, or do you want us to stick together?
How far away is it the nearest table from the bar?
About 15 feet.
So it's close enough to where we can keep an eye on each other,
Yeah,
but not look associated with one another.
and I'm just kind of keeping an eye on the room, so yeah, and keep you covered if you need it. So yeah, I'll hang out.
Yeah.
I guess we'll stick to the bar then.
Yeah, I'm also we want to stay close enough to where we can reasonably see what the other person's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we're casing the place and looking for people, we don't want to look like two imposing people just like wandering in like we're looking for such and such. Then we look like hitmen or like enforcers and shit.
Okay. With that, then, there'll be a. There'll be a waitress then that'll come by with a menu to take your order. You will notice that on the table menus, there is an additional page in the menu that are song requests that can be made of the current band.
Okay.
Ye olde jukebox.
Um,
It's most of the Republic or some kind of weird steampunk mutation.
Yeah.
Quick question. What is, what was the name of the Blanc, the what Blanc?
The name of the place is Mother Blancas.
Okay.
They're act. They're actually. I wonder. Is there actually a Mother Blanca, or is that just a name? Because if there actually is a Mother Blanca, she might be worth talking to. She's on sufficient. Kind of like a Maz Kanata. I know everything. Shit.
Yeah, the doorman, the door dwarf, implied that if he stiffed, if he pocketed the door fee, that Blanca would hit him with a hammer.
Well, yeah, but that could just be him saying shit.
That is true.
Hmm. Let's see. Um, I will. I'll order some. I'll order something off the menu. I'll order an appetizer.
Right.
Buy a drink. Buy a drink to throw people to effectively try to throw them off a little bit. Buy kind of whisper over my shoulder towards my wife, have her like point out someone on at the bar who she thinks looks attractive. I'm not saying buy them a drink.
Okay.
Um,
Um, how much gold worth of drink are you buying for the person? Or, and I say gold as a standard. There are things less than a gold. How much coin do you want to put forth towards this drink for the quality?
5 silver. Let's go for 5 silver.
5 silver, okay.
No, go ahead.
No problem.
I'll wait for her to eventually come back with, my appetizer.
Okay. Any anything you're doing while you're waiting for your food? There's general chatter going on and around. Um, there oh yeah, given what you're saying, there's general chatter going on and around. Are you trying to listen into anything, or are you just like trying to get a meal for the moment?
Just trying to get my meal at the moment.
Okay.
Just kind of trying to um just trying to keep an eye on the place. See if I had noticed anything going on. Pretty much like just getting a feel for my surroundings, understanding what's going on.
Um, in that case, could I get an investigation roll from you if you're kind of wanting to look around, see kind of the well, actually no, it would not an investigation. It would be if you're trying to get a vibe for the people. That'd be an insight.
Oof. This is gonna go poorly. Really need to work on my wisdom. It's not incredibly bad.
Okay. You are you're getting a sense that the people who come here, some are higher society people pretending not to be high society. But the majority are people that appear to be well to do well to do criminal types. So maybe they do some information trade. Perhaps they're good at stealing valuable things and getting it fenced to other people and taking a finder's fee. Um, you do also get the vibe that that the band performing the dwarven uh, metal songs um, are actually pirates.
Yay!
Awesome.
There are a few people here that you can identify as lower level criminals. Like they're probably kind of like street urchin type of like stealing random knickknacks versus targeted theft. Um, closer along the side that gets more towards the gambling and closer to the bar. So the table's about 40 feet away, where the curve of the interior starts. Um, you do get the sense that there are, well, not the sense you notice a number of individuals, from what you can tell, four not grouped together but scattered about, but there may be more, that are um, closely guarded enough uh, between their attire and their features that you can't get a good read on them. But you can tell that their clothing is designed to effectively blur body language.
Hmm.
So generally, like generally robes with um, or looser clothing tied in strategic places so it doesn't make it have them trip or interfere with their hands or anything. That kind of clothing. Um, One of these individuals, you and for that matter, Ash would have noticed this as well with the investigation, just because it does kind of pop. One of such type individuals um, does have a a pair of teeth adjacent to each other, one gold and the other platinum,
Hmm.
which is a bit of a distinction from the others that we've seen around. Um, but yeah, eventually your meal will arrive. A little bit of a wait depending on if you ordered something that actually needed to be cooked or just pulled from supply.
Okay.
Um, the waitress will ask, is there anything else that you'd be wanting?
Um, I'll look at her with when I say look at her like directly when I say this, and I'll say smiling, and let's see. How I say how would I say what would I roll in order to try to convince her to try to like slide like I'm trying to pretty much like a hey read between the lines type thing that I'm asking for like blatantly obvious. So I'm gonna say so I'm going to look at her and be like, and he was like, yes, there is something else you could help me with. Um, I'm Mase, feeling a bit parched, and I've heard that this place has exactly what I'm looking for. Um, might you have some Sauvignon Blanc? And I'll look at her, and I'll say, slide her a platinum. I'll put emphasis on the word Blanc.
Okay. I take it that this is David asking. I take it that you're trying to arrange a meeting with the
Pretty much.
namesake of the place. Okay.
Yes.
Um.
I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm gonna say a. I'm gonna say I'm going to slide a platinum to imply to give that. I'm gonna say to give that to the mistress of the place, and a gold for her, and a gold to her for her troubles.
Okay. Um. She'll she'll nod. Of course, I'll check in back for you to see if that's available.
Thank you. I'd say I'm like thank you. It's like thank you, young lady. What a nice girl.
Okay. It sounds like Yoki's trying to immediately set up to talk to the big
Again, I'm letting
guns.
him take the lead.
Okay.
Um,
While that is being arranged, you guys are kind of getting the vibe of the place. Are you wanting to like listen to any surrounding conversations, or is there something more targeted you want to do during the time where the waitress is checking in on the off-menu item that was requested?
I will make a general perception to listen in on, see if there's anything that pops out.
Okay.
Might go indulge in one of the games going on because you mentioned there were some, normal bar patrony type games going on.
Yep.
So I guess that'd
I'm
be
just
perception or investigation again.
I'd say a perception if you're just wanting to kind of listen in and like parse conversations.
sorry. I'm just gonna relax, listen to the music, eat my food, kind of meld into the environment, just kind of, enjoy it. Like the more with the environment, pretty much Kyoku's like the more I'm into the environment, the easier it'll be to blend into the environment.
Okay.
I'm not sure how eavesdropping can be done with a flourish, but I'm gonna somehow do it.
Eavesdrop like a JoJo character. Wait, you eavesdrop with a flip of your cape.
And position, advantageous position.
I'm ready to jump to the other side of this bar stool of this bar thing.
Well, I mean, it lets me, pick my position in the event something happens.
Fair.
Which, considering I'm, supposed to be looking out for Kyoiki, that seems to be relevant, to the situation.
True. True. Okay, 23. Nice, nice. Okay. With that and the general talking going on, you will catch wind um, of a few things. uh, there is a dwarf talking to other people at his table um, about about how he was about how he was supposed to have um, procedure performed on him. From the way he describes it when the people at his table ask, it 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 sounds like he was wanting to essentially try to get uh, like uh, like like a flint kind of metal, um like medically um applied to his fingers, so you could do quote unquote cool pyrotechnic tricks, which other people are like, well, you could just do magic for that. It's like, no, I don't want to do magic for that.
It's about skill, damn it.
um and the person that was supposed to do that was a Shinjun Chumley, which the people at the table note that that's not a very dwarven name,
Mhm.
and he admits, well, no, it was a human trying to become a resident here, having been um, removed from his previous medical posting, but he doesn't know much about the details for that. But what he is aware is that he has been trying to find the guy, if anything, to get his money back and then some, because he prepaid for the procedure. He's been trying to find this individual for a little over a month by kind of listening and piecing together the rest of the conversation. The person apparently has been missing for approximately 46 days.
So another missing person.
Um, okay.
This one's some kind of human craftsman.
From what you're hearing, it's more like an exiled surgeon.
I mean, that's any former craftsman.
Okay,
The guy's
I mean,
dabbling
it is a
in.
craft.
I'd say it's a craft, and the dude's kind of dabbling into, what other games would call cybernetics,
Yeah. Um,
which is like a fusion of tinkering and blacksmithing and medicine.
that's fair. Yeah. Um, let's see. Um, if you want, you can listen to the conversation a bit more. If not, I can go on to some other things you would have heard.
That just from the gist of what you just said, it's like that's just a guy with a little bit of interesting fluff about his life, but mostly the relevant detail there seems to be the fact that another person went missing. Unusual skill set. Yeah, I think we can.
Yeah. Okay.
I might come back to that one, but it sounds like that's the.
Yep. No problem. Okay. Um. You'll listen into the next conversation you're gonna listen into is actually from what looks to be a a adventuring party that's stayed in Far Hollow for a bit and is now kind of trapped in with the festivities. Um, um, there there is a local scout that they have been they have been trying to find, as apparently this person by the name of Kellen Ironbird um, is, at least from their perspective, renowned and someone that when this group is in the area, they come here to kind of get updates as to what's been going on in the surrounding areas from the Bird person. Um, though they haven't been found. They haven't been able to locate her. Not even at the church she frequents.
So another missing person. Okay, just going to, and I guess I can talk to was it Vela about
Veta, but yeah.
Veta. You know, double check this was Veta, but I'm noticing a trend in that all the missing persons seem to be non-dwarves.
Um,
And double check me on this, given Ash's ridiculous investigation. I'm not sure if they're all missing individuals with like special skills, or is it just that they're not all non-dwarves?
well, Veta will point out that well, there was um, a missing jeweler Roldgrad, and she was a dwarf.
Okay, but is she the exception, or I was like, is this like a case where the majority of them are non-dwarf, non-local? Obviously your jeweler is local, but you get them, and what I mean. Is they mostly grabbing non-dwarven, non-natives, I guess. And do they all have in common that they have some kind of special skill?
Hmm.
Be it like a craftsman, or sounds like they've misplaced their cleric priest type.
I shall think a moment. Yes. The uh, from um from what I'm recalling from the um from what I'm recalling, uh, the majority of the missing people um are non dwarves, but there's been plenty of dwarves that have gone missing as well, though um many of uh, I'll just double check and stuff here. Um, and then you mentioned it's a number of the people that have gone missing are either um re either citizens of Far Hollow or individuals that that have long-term housing here.
Okay. Sure what that means yet in terms of the overall case, but it is worth noting.
Yeah, you're asking about skills.
So at this point, we know of some kind of scout, a priest, and now a back alley, doctor craftsman.
Yeah.
Take a type yes or no. I need your thesis.
The dichotomy of answering this question. Now, what are some of these names that you've heard?
Okay.
Okay.
It's like, obviously, you already know about the goblin we're looking for, and the name off the two we just eavesdropped. And what little context for them he was given.
Well, I I do know that um, I do know that Wilbred, the that jeweler I mentioned was housing a bit of a secret. If these other others were or as well, then perhaps there's some political game going on here.
Okay, worth noting.
Hmm. Um, so since we're only getting some hearsay here, I can go and ask some questions if you'd like.
Yeah, let's try not to step on Kyoki's toes, but yeah, I think it might be time to work the room a little bit.
Okay. That will take a tankard and go and ask some questions. Kyoki, how about yourself?
Has nothing. Let's see. Assume that I'm still waiting.
Okay, if you are still waiting, one moment.
Right, then
There, the waitress does eventually come back, um, and say, uh, your order has been delivered to your room, room 3.
okay. You said the what has been delivered to what?
Your order has been delivered to your room, room 3.
Okay. Thank you. In which case, I will go ahead and I'll say thank you very much. Um, get up and start making some.
Before you go, sir.
Mhm.
Um, you are handed a you're handed a golden medallion that is rimmed with looks like a grounded ruby. It is, at least in your hands, um, it's a item that could be could be worn as like a part of a necklace, but for the dwarves it's a little bit bigger
Yeah,
than that. But yeah, you were handed that just to make sure that the people at the stairs see it.
good. Oh, okay. Well then, it's like thank you very much. I'll I'll take another bite of the rest of my food. I'll say take another bite of my food, and we'll smile. It's like thank you so much for the amazing service.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Right. Do I have eyes on? Do I have eyes on Ash?
Unless he's moved,
Yeah.
then you should, yeah.
Right. I will. I will make some. I will make a couple of gestures at him, implying that I'll say I've got a meeting. I'll say I've secured a meeting with Miss Blanc. Um,
He's gonna go meet LeBlanc.
He's gonna meet LeBlanc.
I'll say what would you? I'll say kind of gestures like it was like do you want to continue casing out here or do you want to come with?
I'll give him kind of like a nod indicating I'll stay out here.
Okay.
And kind of like just like you think you want backup, or are you good?
Um, I'll gesture. If backup is needed, you'll hear screams.
Okay. With that in mind, just in case somebody somehow gets the drop on him, Ileana is going to burn a charge of her wild shape to cast Wild Companion,
Oh,
which is the druid ability to burn a wild shape to get a find familiar.
okay.
And little blue snake, just kind of forms out of water, and near her, and just kind of slips on the floor, kind of goes up Kyoki's, and goes down so that Kyoki can like pick it up and like it'll wrap around his arm under his robe.
Okay.
This works perfectly.
So that way we have we have a second set of eyes in there in case something happens.
Okay.
That's a
You said it's a snake,
great.
right?
Yeah, she's using find familiar to get a small snake, kind of has like a watery quality to it. It's again watery.
Um, can I get some form of stealth roll, considering, I mean, there's people around that can possibly see this.
Yeah, one second. You want stealth for the snake, sleight of hand for Ileana. What do we?
Where does it generate at?
It would just kind of be, you can decide where you want it to wrap around.
No, I'm saying I was like, is there a range on it, or
Oh,
does it
find
have to?
familiar? No, she can link into it as long as you're in the building.
No, I mean when she first makes it.
Oh, that is a good question. Because she can summon it near him, that probably would help with the stealthing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'll
like,
say,
all the
'cause if you
ability
can
says is
like,
lets her cast find familiar. Range 10 feet. And he said he wanted a
okay.
table near the bar, so
Yeah, the closest
Okay.
table was 15 feet away.
Yeah, I'm about to say
okay.
if I say,
So she moves a little bit so that it moves under, like I should give her a she can move a few feet closer to the table, so it kind of appears under the table to
Okay.
make it a little stealthier. I don't mind still rolling a stealth or sleight of hand or whatever you need me to roll, but she's trying to be low key about it.
Right. Yeah, definite advantage on that stealth roll though.
Stealth, as in her stealth or the snake's stealth?
I imagine it'd be the snake since the
You
snake
could-
one
I'm
doing
gonna say technically you can generate it underneath his robes, and nobody should really be able to see it.
Well,
I
yeah,
think
but that's
Kyoki
still an
wears-
advantage.
Yeah.
Second. Gotta turn on some filters here.
I'm surprised she doesn't have like sleight of hand casting thing.
Didn't have enough feet slots because I was trying to make sure she was Healy.
Okay.
Hey, man. East. What do we got? And, I won't use filters. Fine. Fuck you. Uh, Flying snake seems overkill. Giant constrictor snake. Also overkill. Swarm of poisonous snakes.
Do they have snakes?
Snakes. It's a construct.
Significantly smaller than the snakes.
And it's a large beast. Got a swamp adder. Oh, we got a poisonous snake. Or we got a flying snake. Or a constrictor snake. Constrictor snake's too big. Fire snake's an elemental. Okay. Under the circumstances, my options are a small beast or a tiny beast. Probably want to go with the tiny beast. Surprisingly, snakes do not have proficiency in stealth.
Really? Do they at least have high dexterity?
+3.
Oh, compared to an average person.
We're gonna go with flying snake because that's a +4.
Okay.
What did you say? Thank God for advantage. 8, 12, 16?
16? Okay.
And in an unusual situation for her, she can now see.
Nani?
Though I guess if it's in his robe, she'd still be relying on its blind sight instead of her own.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So,
Kind of a blue, there's kind of like a wet, kind of like a wet, damp sheen to it, because, water.
Yep.
And she formed it from water.
okay, yep. No one seems to have noticed.
So, yeah, she will slip that up Kyoki's robe, and it'll wrap around wherever he encourages it to wrap around, like an amp staff, and we'll call it.
Wow, there's a reference.
And
Okay.
we'll go find a table to set up at, just to just make one of the games. I remember you mentioned arm wrestling. I didn't remember what other games you said were going.
There was a number of other games. One moment.
You can go ahead and do that. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay. time to go to the games.
Are these the bar games or the carnival games?
Well, given that some of the carnival games make good bar games.
Okay, so you are drawing. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were still on book, as it were, so they actually had games for the bar, or whether this is something different.
Okay.
It's one of those. I'm just kind of curious. I was like, did they cover this? Are we on book? Are we off book? Yeah.
This is a place that exists in the in Far Hollow. It, however, does not have many details as to the interior.
Yeah, because it felt like we were going slightly off route. Like they weren't necessarily expecting us to keep pursuing the goblin, and they definitely weren't expecting us to shake down shady bars pursuing the goblin.
So it's like what you are doing is the kind of thing that you were doing. You've essentially you've bypassed the sequence where you're actually told to investigate certain things.
So by doing our due diligence, we are skipping over a couple things. Okay. How dare we?
So yeah, I've had to kind of make some adjustments of like
Yeah.
Looking for such. Okay, cool.
Which is cool. I was just curious.
Yeah, let's see. There is of course drinking games.
Like drinking games. You mentioned arm wrestling.
Yeah. Let's see. There is. There is a instead of a game of debate, there is a game of insults that people are betting on who's going to win. Very Tellarite, actually.
High stakes, your mama games.
Yep. Okay. There's also a so, there is a there's again that like knife stabby game. While this isn't an official bar game, there are a group of people in the gambling area that are performing feats of strength via bar bending. So basically, what you have is you have some general sort of like cards you can do. There's the deadly arm wrestling, the game of insults, the drinking game, the knife game, and the unofficial strength game.
I think Ash would probably start with a game of cards. Gwent, ideally, if they've got it going. If not, other card games are fine, but
Okay.
that's just his preferred. And while he's doing that, while he's playing, just trying to just doing like general small talk, like hey, hell of a thing, with the these random disappearances lately, knew a guy last week, that kind of.
Okay.
Seeing if he can via general small talk coax some more information that might be helpful.
Okay.
Since we're trying to establish a pattern.
Okay, that sounds like it'd be a persuasion roll, though.
That was just persuasion or investigation. Okay. Like a charisma-based investigation.
I'd go with charisma-based investigation would work as well.
Since that's how we've been doing, gather information.
Yep.
Okay. So investigation is normal intelligence. So not. And I got those 2 with a flourish and after your attention, so I get 2 points back. And because it's investigation, I get advantage. This be a social stunt? Under the circumstances?
Yeah, under circumstances, yeah.
Fear the power of my Gwent deck. Or my poker skills. I don't know what we're actually playing.
I think we went.
I'll use lightning attack.
2 cards.
Not arc, no flirts. Uh, trying to get in cool here, so I'm going to invoke Jest and Bone Monk,
Okay.
just to really get in good with the table. That way, in the event I take off the helmet, the whole elf dwarf thing may not be as much of an. It's like, oh, this guy's cool, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a total of 25.
Mm,
Yeah, just trying to keep it light, keep it cool, and that way they're like, hey, this guy's asking a lot of questions. Like, no, this guy's just trying to make small talk, and he's drinking like we are, so he's cool.
I say, this guy's good, man. He's good.
His armor looks like shit, but yeah.
Mm, just don't take phone. Wow, that doesn't actually correspond to the time frames given. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. Nice. Okay. Excuse me. And then you asked about the missing folks. Okay. Yep. Um. Okay. See, you will. During your conversations, you will find out. I'll find out a couple things. One, the roll braid, which is the jeweler dwarf that had disappeared, um, was secretly one of the mass tribunes of the Iron Tribunal,
Oh.
which is the Iron Tribunal is one of the factions that you could have approached.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Because apparently the group you're talking to had some dealings with hers, the contact from the tribunal, but that entire venture fell through when she disappeared. That will spark some extra talk of how there's actually been a number of people a number of people disappearing. Though there have been notes of occasionally people have disappeared like over the years, but within about the past month, that those numbers seem to have ramped up. Um, uh, there's some- Okay. The issue that this group has found is when they have sent their top men uh to look into the situation, uh they were able to find I'm able to find that there was sites of a signs of a struggle, but but not much else. Um, there one of the other players does mention. Well, no, there was the incident with Rockfoot. He was found. He had disappeared from Far Hollow and was found outside of the walls.
Outside the walls. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Is that the only
Um,
one that's been found outside? I mean, the others are obviously still missing. So
yeah. To my knowledge, though, he doesn't doesn't have any memory of what happened.
oh, so he's okay. He was found like alive and okay.
Yeah, without any memory of what happened. Most people just think that he got really, really, really drunk and went out from other people. Yeah, somehow got out from everyone's nose. But we know better than that. We just weren't able to really get any kind of happenings because lack of memory or being blackout drunk and all.
Mm.
Um, the other person will say, well, he was a little hurt, but nothing more than would be explained by stumbling around in the well in the mountains. Um, uh, there is someone else of note. Um, a a tall a tall person. The description is that of a human. Um, named there's a bit of argument of what the name was to the name, but they settled on Gilbert. Who was a hoity-toity type that was going to have a meeting with Lord Daggett, but Gilbert himself was a representative from a place known as High Castle. And he had vanished about 16 days ago, prior to the meeting. The people at the table think that it's one of the other major groups, possibly the sept that may have captured him, given the fact that there was much like what we found with the goblin you were chasing, that there was very little disturbance in this case in the guy's room. But due to the person being in the for lack of a better term, higher caste area of the city, the people at the table couldn't gather much detailed information. Just getting in and out of that area is a little bit of a pain. Um, but in terms of, did you have any particular objective you're trying to get here, like perhaps a specific pattern?
Yeah, definitely like patterns. He's trying to see if he can draw any kind of profile for the people that are getting snatched.
Okay.
Commonalities in if there's any known commonalities in like the scenes where they were snatched that might help us figure out how this, for want of a better term, unseen servant ghost man is grabbing people. To see if we can maybe figure out, if there's a way to trace that.
Okay. With with that roll and talking, what you are able to determine is that everyone that has gone missing has had some form of notable renown, whether that is a skill or brought upon by a position such as the representative. Um, some of the quote unquote regular folks in Far Hollow that were taken um, through conversation and playing Gwent around the tables. You were able to find have had excuse me, uh, hmm, have had I've had some level of renown for either like them personally, like perhaps they were well known for being a handyman that kind of crossed the class strata, um, which which isn't as big as say like owning a renowned shop or anything. Um, a person who is a particularly good orator or like bardic, um, something that would have had enough renown to at least span through a district, if not the city. But nothing lower than that. Basically, it's enough for like your name to have been spread over a fair distance of of the city.
Okay.
Um,
So they're grabbing names.
yeah.
And
So
no commonality. It's like aside from their reputations, no commonality like skill sets or anything that might give me an idea. It's like, oh, they're all like builder, crafter types or something.
um,
Like an idea of like, hey, maybe they're building something or doing something arcane or something.
um, Veta will eventually join you
Yeah.
during this, and Veta will be able to add that that everyone that's been taken from what she's been able to hear, has had has had uh, some some above level intelligence in some fashion. For instance,
So they don't necessarily have a common type of skill set, but they're all really smart.
yeah, they're all like not necessarily geniuses, but they're like above average, notably smart, which generally takes the form of an adept skill or or some such. For instance, you know, there you go. Veta heard of Hardwick, which is a number of female dwarves here. A female dwarf who is actually a local mercenary. And she was able to dig out that Hardwick was not just a mercenary, but a ex-convict on the run, which would require a above typical level of at least street acumen.
Mhm.
Mm.
All right. I think that's good for me.
So basically, kind of boil it down. It sounds like anything that gets your that gets your renown up to a certain point,
And the fact
at
that
least makes you a target.
yeah, and it seems to be focused more on intellectual, like smart, reps versus say that guy's really good. That guy's the strongest on Baker Street.
Um, that's the way it leans. I say that because again, if you have mercenary types, they do have a certain inherent amount of.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the people
Sure.
targeted seem to be leaning more towards like we want people who are smarter or wiser as opposed to physical prowess.
Yeah. You will, however, note that none of the people that have been captured appear to be particularly old.
So they want young, smart people.
Yeah.
And there was the one guy who did, in theory, come back. So he might, but he doesn't remember anything. So that might be an angle, though. I don't think any of us have spells for. That would be a Dylan thing for like memory doubling.
Yeah, like if you're thinking someone used like what was it?
Modify memory.
Modify memory.
Let me check modify memory. I don't know if that's like a dispel magic would fix that, or whether. Remove curse or greater restoration. Oh, okay, so Ileana might be purge a modify memory. Okay, so we actually potentially have a lead for from a survivor. Awesome. So we'll see how if Kyoki is back, we can see how his meeting goes. I probably ought to make an Arcana check or something so that the character knows what the player just read.
Yep.
Like dealing with curses and shit. I feel like that's something Ash might have had experience with before, but I can definitely understand wanting to roll.
Yeah, because I believe he's an attorney knight, so.
I'll take like he's an Arturian warden because the Order of Knights doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, same difference. Like curses and shit is what we deal with.
Yeah. Do you have a thing that gives you advantages on that actually?
I've been looking at a couple feats that deal with that.
Okay, because I think the class would.
Well, it's not the class is a combination of artificer and something else, and something called witch knight, which is kind of like an arcane paladin.
Right, but I'm not like the witch knight because I was thinking about your classes in particular.
The witch knight deals with is kind of like an artificer. It deals with like smiting and imbuing your equipment with magic.
Gotcha.
Okay. That is a 14 with 4 stunt points of uselessness. So 14 plus that is 27. Yeah, I think Ash can safely reach that conclusion.
Okay.
I mean, you're obviously the GM. You tell
Yeah,
me,
no,
but I feel
yeah,
like a
yeah,
27 would be high
yeah, no,
enough.
I agree that 27 is good enough.
So yes, if Kyoki is back, we have a lead for a little later. Now we could probably find the guy at the festival, and maybe she can do it all subtle, like while we're playing, games or something.
Yep.
Brian, are you back? I see you're still muted.
He's not back. I will take this advantage of this time.
Damn you, David! Ah, how dare you have a bladder?
Yeah. How is the weight of that for you?
I mean, it's not heavy. I don't know if it's exceeding my 10 pounds or not, but it's not heavy or anything. I guess he's not back yet. Okay. Well, in which case, we can roll a couple card games or something if you want. It'll be really funny. I can put Ileana into an arm wrestling contest. That's always fun.
Is she even good at this?
Depends on what we're rolling.
Okay.
I mean, she's a monk, so maybe.
Hmm. 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 Is- Okay. Yep. There's the there's the armor thing. It is it is a just strength effects.
Oh, it is athletics. Cool.
Mm.
Okay. Let's see, Ash.
They will
Many.
it'll generally go for three rounds.
Okay. It's like, okay. Try anything once, right?
So every 3 rounds you can roll like 3 times if you want.
Yeah, that's what I was about to.
Yeah.
Ironically, no don't monk shit to help with this.
Dude, really? No,
I
no,
will double
no,
check.
spend a key.
I will check, but I don't think they have a spend a key for athletic kind of. They have it for like jump like a boss, but hey, if she wants to like inflict harm or something, you can.
Oof.
That seems unnecessary. Wild shape turns into a gorilla. That's not cheating, right? Yeah, flurry of blows doesn't help here. Key field attack obviously wouldn't help here. Patient defense doesn't help. Step of the wind. Storm surge. I guess you can guide herself. That's
It is a skill check, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, they're drunk and she's not. That might mean something. I'm just a wayfish without no. Jesus Christ, man.
Damn.
She's not even that good at it. I mean, it's a +7. It's not terrible, but it's.
Wow.
Wow, even without guidance, she kicked that guy's ass.
Wow.
Oh, the last one would have been a draw, probably. Guidance actually do. Plus
plus
4. Plus, oh, yeah, it rolled 4s almost across the board. So, yeah, that last one would have been a draw without guidance, but.
Wow, okay.
Tee.
The dwarf will look bewildered and then be pushed off of the chair as another dwarf sits down.
Did I win?
Hey, you won. And now I want to go at you.
Yay, me. Okay, sure.
Hmm. A fire point to a fire pin to the lass if she wins.
What's a fire pin?
It's expensive.
Alright, what did I miss?
I learned via playing cards that the disappearances have in common that they're all really smart people. Some of them seem to be high ups in the other political organizations. Also learned that apparently one of the kidnapped victims was found outside the city. So we might be able to talk to them and see if they got their memory, but they remember nothing. So we can talk to them, maybe see if they got their memory modified or something to see if they have, they can remember anything of use.
Mhm.
Also, a little blind girl is kicking ass in arm wrestling.
Fucking tough. Okay. Could be earthbending.
Again,
Have a
didn't even
rocket.
need guidance.
Alright, get her a fire pin. And he'll shell out 2 platinum for the drink.
Thank you. Yay me!
Is she cheap?
No,
Or is she just strong?
it's an athletics check. She's got a +7. She's just been rolling good.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So I mean, it's athletics. She's proficient. I mean, her strength is 14, so +2 modifier before and then proficiency. So
Wow, they started off with a +3 attribute modifier, and this last
Strong.
person was a +4. Damn, she's just
I'd say she has been using guidance, but she's been beating them without the guidance bonus. So
Fucking strong ass druid. Kind of.
again, she's not strong. She's above average.
she
Strength 14 is not particularly strong.
Well, she knows.
Sorry,
Yeah, 7 athletics implies that she knows how to use what strength she got.
Yeah, it's like she's physically fit, because of the athletics, but yeah, it's not.
she is served a tankard that is that the interior of the tankard is glowing.
Not that
Looking
she'd know.
fair. For those who can see into the into the tankard, perhaps as it's being moved across the way by the waiter.
It comes in bites.
Yep. The sitting at the bottom of the tankard is a flame that is not going out, causing the illumination. For anyone that can take a look at it, if I could get a nature roll.
I don't know. Does her blind sight allow her to?
If her blind sight can discern shapes and such.
I mean, it's the blind sight
Okay,
thing. So
then
it's you can see by way of another sense because she has the blind fighting style.
right. Okay. Yes. Yes.
So I guess in this case, it'd be what, smell maybe or something.
Well, it would still be nature because it's not so much perceiving it; it's identifying.
Well, yes, but you were saying, would it allow her to?
Yes.
I don't know if like maybe she'd smell something or whatever. Vague perception,
Right.
5 stuff points that I don't need. So 11. That's a 17 for Ash. Liliana, nature. It's only +5, which I mean it's not terrible. That's right. 16. So 16, 17.
Okay. What is producing the fire? Is in fact the body of the Nicket cricket.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a smell or something.
Yeah. Which is having a interaction with the combination of and strengths of alcohols in this drink, causing a chemical reaction to have it be lit in a flame coming off the body. Think of it as a very fancy version of it's the alcohol with the snake in it.
Mm-hmm.
The combinations of alcohols and slight coloration to the tankard gives it with the glow the appearance closer to lava than an actual drink in appearance. Allegedly, the Nicket cricket, when used in this drink, is known to temporarily enhance vitality in the form of health, endurance, supposedly recovery if you're not feeling well. However, that is partially countered by the fact that it is a high alcohol content drink in terms of aiding in recovery of things.
Oh, that's an interesting use for one of those. I don't think I've seen it done that. Oh. Gulp.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like, not like the whole thing, but nice big initial.
Oh, okay. Okay. Chug. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
It's like a nice big hit for curiosity, and then a smaller follow up, so she can like kind of swish it around a little bit because based on the properties you described, it's like okay, she's a healer, she'd be kind of aware of this, so so she might like swish it around a little bit, see if she can taste what else is in there, so that maybe they can add this to the pharmacy on the ship.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Do I need to roll something for her?
Constitution.
Okay.
Well, I guess drinks are generally con saves. Aren't
Yeah. She is immune to poison and poison conditions, so would that give her advantage, maybe?
they? Okay. In that case, um, in that case, given what this is, she would be rolling at advantage.
That's fine. I was just asking. Okay.
Yeah.
Con at advantage is good because not proficient in con.
I'm not gonna have proficient in con.
Well, her saves, she's a druid.
Yeah. Okay. 17. Okay.
No, for strength and dex, that might actually be monk. I don't think monks are proficient in con
Okay.
because they're immune to everything con based.
That's fair. 17. Okay, cool. That beats the difficulty. Okay. Until her next short rest, she will have advantage to Constitution saving throws due to the bolstering nature of the Nicket Cricket's drink.
Is that the only effect it has?
Um,
The way you build it up, I wasn't sure if that was it.
because she can only beat a 15. Yeah.
Okay, so it has tiered effects.
Yeah.
Okay, so when she studies this later, we can potentially learn when she tries to replicate this later, we can potentially learn more.
Yeah.
Cool. We're gonna start getting what's her face's liquor cabinet from Final Fantasy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go meet. Cut over to Brian's meeting with Baba Yaga or whatever her name.
Mother Blanca.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
that chick from Street Fighter.
Mhm. All right.
Mhm. Sounds good.
So I've got about 10 minutes before I gotta head off.
Well, it's 10:30 anyway, so
In that case, do you feel that you have time for your character to have a meeting?
I think you can do this in 10 minutes, or we want to put this off.
Probably put this off because I'm expecting this to partially go sideways. Maybe if I knew who this person was, I'd probably be able to
Okay.
think of it a bit more.
I wish you had gotten more to be able to do more today, but yeah, that seems like a reasonable place to call it.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, sorry. I
No
was
problem.
trying to take it. But yeah, well, I must say, technically, you got to enjoy the games and get some booze.
Like I said, it's like I'm not disappointed with the session. I'm just wishing you had gotten a little bit more to do yourself. I felt like I was kind of monopolizing things.
Oh, that's fine. I must say it technically worked out considering.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I guess we're going to call it here then, in which case I will tell YouTube good night. Good night, YouTube.